Welcome again to URP Practical Talk. I know that you guys you have a good time. You join us, you visit us on the web, and we are so glad because we are continuing to make sure that we bring a balanced debate to the discussions that obtain in Guyana. We want to make sure when the history books are written, we want it to be said that the URP Practical Talk was a part of moving the Guyanese voters and the Guyanese populace to a more unified Guyana, to a Guyana that has moved from race-based voting and political ideologies to more consensus thinking, to more issue-based voting, and so on. So welcome back. Of course, you can visit us on the World Wide Web, www.urpguyana.com, or you can visit us on our YouTube page at URP Guyana. Of course, you can also see us on Safe TV. They also have a page with all our programs there. We can continue this discussion here with Dr. Vishnu Bandhu, the leader of the party. Doc, how are you doing?
Fine,
Welcome again. You're looking smart and fresh and good. Thanks for being on today. Doc, we ended the last time and we were talking about political will and what it will take to cause politicians to move out of their comfort zone. What's your take on that?
Well, what it take it for you to be honest with yourself. We all have to be, politicians have to be honest with themselves.
Okay.
You know, when you take a leadership role, there are so much things you have to take in consideration. Number one, probably you already hear I talk about love.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a person must be able to love themselves before they love somebody else. You have to think about honesty and sincerity.
Mm-hmm.
You have to think about caring, you know, for your people because you took leadership. You have to feel how these people feel, you know. Think how they feel,
Okay.
you know. So what the URP has been doing, the URP has been going wrong and trying to spread this message. We are the only political party in Guyana is really educating the people in Guyana right now.
Mm-hmm.
For the past year and something, we have been doing that. And we are trying to get across to people, for them to understand, look, race doesn't put bread and butter on our table. It's policy, it's issues. Those are the things that put bread and butter on your table. And we have been making tremendous inroad with it. Because if you go around, look, I just spoke to somebody last night in Linden, a nurse.
Okay.
And he said, you know, everybody talking in Linden about the URP, you know, in Essequibo.
Mm-hmm.
They are longing to have the URP presence there.
Correct.
In Essequibo.
Correct.
Because they believe in the message that we have been giving to them.
Mm-hmm. We're also making roads
right?
in Berbice too.
We're making inroads in also Berbice.
Yeah.
You know, they all want us to be there. But we are here, Pastor, we are here, the URP is here for the people. To see that the people's voice be heard. To see that the concern, you know, being looked after. Right? And that's what the URP all wants.
No, Doc. You've been around in this arena, this political arena, for a long time. I am a virtual newcomer. I don't even want to get involved in politics. I just want to help administrate and to lend my voice. But as I have listened over the years to politicians who are successful, because you have a lot of politicians, but many of them are not successful politicians. When you listen to the successful politicians, for instance, when you listen to someone like Reagan, there was a term in the United States when I was there. I went to the United States after Reagan. But you hear of the Reagan Democrats. Reagan was a Republican. But he was able to come up with issues and policies and deal with agendas that benefited the political platform of Democrats. And he won and was famous and well beloved. You also have Bill Clinton, who came in as a Democrat, but dealt with issues that were unique to the Republicans. And so Bill Clinton was also very famous. I am wondering what it is about our Guyanese politician. The closest person who came to it, and I know you like him too, is Desmond Hoyt. Desmond Hoyt came, and they used to call him Desmond Passad. I wasn't here at the time, but I understand he was called Desmond Passad because he sought to widen the net. Where is that magnanimity today? Where is that thinking across the lines? Because we're not seeing it today, Doc.
You see, Desmond, he had an open way of him when he started. Because remember when Burnham had banned all the food item and all these things, you know, and Desmond took over when Burnham passed away. He had opened widely everything. That look, you can bring anything now in your country back. All your flour, your peas, your whatever, your dal or whatever, you know, was banned, you could have bring it in. And there where he won the people love, you know. Now, you talk about Reagan and you talk about Bill Clinton. Yes, they're all right, because the political situation in United States is much more mature, because there are 100 a year too in politics. We have been doing the same thing. We have been, who are we attracting? Who are the URP attracting? The same people who supporting, or who was supporting this present regime and the last regime.
Okay.
Right? We have been able to attract them. Why? Because our message is right. Our message is getting across to them. Because we are the People's Party.
Okay.
You know? So we are able to make that kind of inroad. And people are coming plainly and telling, yeah, look, I am with you. You know, we will support you to the end, because we think that you're doing the right thing in Guyana, you know, and most of all, people realize that the sacrifice that I am making, leaving my family, leaving everybody, the money that I'm spending, you know, the millions of dollars here in this issue. Why? Because when I look at Guyanese, I look at them not as a race. I look at them as my people.
Yep.
We are family. Yep. We are one family. And we must be able to understand that we are one family and we must stick together.
Now, Doc, I want to ask, because one of the things that I'm hearing is that when, and you keep saying it, you say when the election bell rings, right?
Yeah.
You talk about that. When the election bell rings, the PPP has a flush. Their war chest is flush. They have a lot of money that they're going to throw come 2019, 2020. PPP has a lot of money. The current administration is also working on building up their war chest. How does the URP compete with those larger parties that have billions of dollars that they can use to transport people, buy jerseys and t-shirts and rum and food and bring in the musicians and so on. How does the URP plan to compete in a climate where in Guyana you buy the votes of the people?
Well, URP would not buy the votes of the people. Because anywhere we go and we have meeting, we are telling you clearly. If you want to hear the truth, this is your platform. If you want to hear lies, go to the PPP and PNC platform. Because we don't have nothing to give you. We're telling them plainly. Because everything that they are promising you, it's yours already. How can you give somebody what is already theirs? You know? Now, I know they have a run race on their thing, their campaign platform, having big rally, giving out a quarter bottle liquor and a meal and what have you. Now, what you do, you buy these people out for one day and you make them suffer for 5 years?
But it has been working.
Right? It has been working.
It has been working.
But I'll tell you something, with this educational process that we are going on with, it wouldn't work. It will work for some people. Not all the people.
You know, I spoke to,
you know,
I have a doctor friend of mine, and I was speaking to him the other day. We went out to dinner, and he was telling me, he said, Jeffrey, don't worry about the monies that the other parties will throw behind trying to win. encourage the people to take what they're giving them. So he said it was phenomenal. He said, look, tell the people, take the t-shirts, take the food, you know. However, when you go to vote, don't vote based on race and political ideology. So he was saying, let the people, if the URP can't compete with that kind of billions that they will spend. So let the people go. If they want to give you food and they want to give you t-shirts and they want to give you memorabilia, take it. Not the alcohol, but take, you know, if they're going to have shows and you want to go to a show, they bring in an artist that you like and you want to go and hear the artist sing or watch the artist perform, go. But when you get in that booth, understand, like you just said, understand that you are making decisions based on the future of yourself and your family. And if you don't have children, you are making it based on your country. So don't get involved in supporting parties based on their incentivizing you and giving you stuff. Vote based on issues and the progress of Guyana.
Yeah,
I like when he said that.
Yeah, but that is true. That is why URP is not worrying about the billions of dollars what they will spend. We know that the government in power, they will use government machinery, they will use government everything to help fund their campaign. They'll find a loophole, like the last administration, you know, to do that. But I am not worrying about that, because that is why I say, you know, look how they was run racing in the last 2015 election, putting up flags all over the place. You know, millions of dollars you spend behind these little cloth, flagging it all over to show off, you know, and then so many people need a little shirt on their back and they can't have it, and you wasting it, you know. So URP are not worrying about the billions what they got to spend. What URP are saying, look, we are sincere, we are here for you. It's your choice. If you want to go forward in life, then look at the URP very serious. I am telling everybody at our meeting, look, all what I am asking you, come and listen what we have to say.
Go listen to
right?
them.
And listen to them, and then you will know the action. They would not tell their supporters to go listen to us, because they're afraid. They're narrow-minded, you know, because we have something to offer that they do not have to offer, you know. So the URP in that manner, we are telling you, listen to us. If it makes sense, support us. If it doesn't make sense, forget about us. That's what democracy is all about. You know, you see?
Doc, this time this flies so fast as soon as we get to...
Yeah, I understand.
Yes, it flies really fast. I want to come back to this thing. Right now in the United States, you have President Trump, and he's asking for a reduction in legal immigration because he's looking at America first. You know, that is his mantra, make America great again. But as I'm listening to the undertones of the people, even in his party, who don't support this new immigration restriction, most of them are saying that the people who come in are the people who come in at the bottom end. The most people who come in at the bottom end, meaning they are the people who do the agricultural work and so on. And as I'm listening to that, and I've been doing that for a number of years, it reminds me of Guyana and my hardborns. Here why. When you travel across the Caribbean, even here in Guyana, but particularly in the tourist islands, Barbados, Trinidad, and St. Vincent the Grenadines, and so on, St. Lucia, most of their fruit and vegetables come from America, you know. The apples, the pine. These people import. So understand what I'm saying. We have a problem. We have a situation where America is exporting fruits and vegetables to the Caribbean. Doc, Guyana should be the country exporting fruits and vegetables.
Yeah.
How we've been talking about bread basket since Bonham era. It's 40 years now or more we're talking about Guyana being the bread basket, and we have failed to get a government to put systems in place to allow for us to become the breadbasket. And I know that you've been doing a lot of meetings overseas and so on, and that you are ready to move forward with a plan and a program to get us there. But what has been happening over these many years?
Well, it is because people are so selfish. The ego is so much, they're selfish. All what they think about their own pocket. How to, when somebody is not accustomed, not everybody, but most people, when they are not accustomed to power, and when they are not accustomed to money, they get power drunk. They everything that they get in financially, they try to squeeze it and push it in their own pocket. And that's what has been happening in Guyana for the number of years. Because you see many of our ministers, not all, but many of them, before they become a minister, they not even had a proper bicycle. They not even had a proper shoe to wear. And today they are billionaires. Because of their ego, and they try to squeeze the juice out of the poor class of people in Guyana. And they neglect the poor class of people. And the poor class of people is the real people in Guyana. And a lot of people don't understand it when I said that. Because if not the poor class of people don't support the rich man at the store, he can't get rich, and he can't get richer.
Correct.
Right?
Now let's talk a little. We talked the last time on ALO. I just want you to run that back, because I want people to understand what we're saying. This is not a pie in the sky discussion. This is not a get rich quick scheme. We've got a climate to do aloe vera. We've got a climate to do ethanol. We've got a climate to do a host of things that if we can just get it right, get the red tapes removed so that business people can come, increase our security sector. Guyana would have to import, and that's the point I was making just now when I talk about the United States. Guyana would have to import people to work.
Definitely, because United States and Canada, who build it? It's foreigner build it. It's immigrant build it.
Of course.
You understand? Because they had to import the thing. So, but what has been happening here? We are 83,000 square miles, as we said. We have 750 to now they said 800 people in Guyana. We have more of that in Guyanese in New York alone. Now, why we can't develop? Because these people who take the leadership in this country, they want a closed door thing between themselves to own everything in Guyana. You cannot own everything in Guyana. I'll tell you what, when I start my business, I didn't have money in the United States, but I had ideas. And I sold my ideas. And the people who had the money bought the ideas.
Okay.
Right? And that's what made me somebody.
Okay.
Right? So if you have idea, you sold the idea, you get money for your ideas. Right? Those who have money don't have the ideas, so they have to buy into the ideas. You see? And that's how it works.
And that's
a hand wash a hand and make it clean.
And that's the
right?
point I was making. What I realized, and I can talk personally because I have been a victim of it. When I came back to Guyana under the last administration as a prison chaplain, a pastor, criminologist, the word on the street is that they don't want to bring me in. They know what I'm saying makes sense, but they don't want to bring me in. I'm talking about the last administration. Because, and the Prime Minister at the time told me, he's my good friend, I love him, he's my mentor. However, he told me in his office, he said, we don't know your political allegiance. Prime Minister Samuel Hines told me that in his office, a good friend and mentor. However, that is the mentality of the politicians in Guyana. Now the government has changed. They're saying the same thing. We don't know your political allegiance, and we can't bring you in. We know what you say makes sense. You've got a plan to reduce crime. You've got a plan to reduce recidivism in this country. We would rather bring in somebody from overseas and pay them millions for them to tell us what you are telling us, for them to implement what you can implement as a Guyanese. And that is what happens. They don't think outside the box. None of them.
Pastor, that will change under URP administration.
I know, and I hope so. I hope so.
Totally change. Because we are looking at people who have the knowledge in whatever they have to do. I don't care which political party you belong to, as long as you do the right thing.
Of course.
If you don't do the right thing, we'll fire you.
Correct.
If you do the right thing, we'll keep you. I don't concern. That's what democracy is all about. And I don't think these guys understand what democracy is in Guyana, because we are so selfish in what we are doing in Guyana. It's about me. That's how they look at it. Me, and I. We want a government who will look at each and every one equally. If you vote for the other party, you will not be treated as an enemy.
You will not be victimized.
Right? They are victimized. You will be treated as long as you have the qualification to do what you're doing. We will create jobs for our young people. We will be able to attract foreign investors to come in here, because we will secure our country with law and order, which is one of the most important things in any nation.
Correct.
We today, the poorest around the hemisphere, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we are the lowest paid people around,
the sickest,
right? And the sickest, and so URP will change all of that. And I'll tell you, it wouldn't take us a long time to do it. Right?
It don't have to take a long time.
1, 2, 3. we will able to do it because we have the know-how, how to go about and do this.
And watch this, Doc. We just had, a few weeks ago, we had the Diaspora Convention. When once a government is in place in Guyana that is bigger than themselves, that sees life bigger than itself, a government, the diaspora folks will pour back into Guyana to help. I was speaking to a man the other day. I saw him. I was down at Big Market. He said that he's got relatives who are lawyers and doctors. He himself is from overseas. And he says he's got relatives, lawyers, doctors, friends who are waiting for the climate, the political climate, the security climate in Guyana to change so that they could come back. We already have some people who do it. But the people who come back to Guyana, they are very scared when they come back. They come back with a lot of frustrations because they know that their ideas are not easily acquiesced to and so on. But the moment the climate is right, and I'm agreeing with you, the moment the climate is right in Guyana, the folks on the diasporas, the bankers, the doctors, the lawyers, the strategists, the investors, the entrepreneurs, those people will pour back into Guyana. We would not have room for the developmental burst that can take place in Guyana.
Pastor, I'm telling you this, and I know this. We have so much of millionaires, Guyanese, outside, U.S. millionaires, right, who is longing to come. And they can't wait for the URP to be involved in administration in Guyana, to come home. Because they want to come home. They had made their millions outside, but they would not trust the PNC of this administration, or they would not trust the PPP. Those are who are trusting them, is those who think about race are trusting them. Believe me, you remember I spoke some time ago, we have professionals, but we have some, what you call racist professionals.
Okay, yeah.
And you have real professionals who think wide out of the box, And that's what has been happening in Guyana. People are waiting, are so longing for a different political party like the URP to come aboard to make a significant difference and to take Guyana forward.
I want to say that when you look at an American politician, if you're a Democrat and you're a senator or you're a congressman, and a bill is introduced in the Senate or in the House, even if you're a Democrat, if it's a Republican bill, and you see how it will benefit your state or your people, you vote for it. That don't happen in Guyana.
No,
you have to vote straight party line,
yeah.
but which affects the development of the country.
Look, when we go to the United States, when we go for citizenship and so on, or when you go in there even resident, you have a couple party on a list. You have to take off which one, Democrat, Republican, or whatever party you will support, right? That's a must case, right? Not because you take off the Republican,
correct,
right? You will vote for the Republican. Correct. You vote for who you think will do the job. If a Democrat person, when you see he start talking, and you believe in what he's saying, you will vote for the Democrat.
Correct.
You know, and that's how it works.
And and that is what, you know, all of us in Guyana, we go to America to visit, we go to live, we like the democracy, Canada, and so on. But it is funny that we like the political policies that those countries practice, but we don't want to practice it in our own country. Right. You understand what I'm saying? Those people, look what happened. You had Bill Clinton. He was in there for 8 years. I was there during Bill Clinton's time. When Bill Clinton was by the time he got to the end of his 8 years, he had balanced the budget, brought down the deficit, and the country was hopping financially. But yet, Al Gore, who was the Democrat, lost to George Bush because those people look down the road, they mix up the pot, they vote in the interest of the country.
Yep.
All right?
Yep.
Then Obama came out. When Obama was going in, George Bush had his policies had decimated the economy in the United States. They were heading into a recession. Obama came in. Obama brought them back out of the recession, the car industry booming and all kind of thing. And look what happened. Okay, Hillary Clinton lost. Those people mix up. You could have a state where the governor is a Democrat and the senator is a Republican.
Definitely.
They mix up things, but not in Guyana. In Guyana, we vote race and political ideology, you and we sticking with
Pastor,
that.
You make me remember on the 2015 election, when I wouldn't call the name, but certain person in the PPP, when we talk about Donald Ramuta running for president, a friend of mine, he said, yeah, you run, but, I said, you think he's qualified for that? He said, man, will you worry about qualified? He wanted to be president, he was general secretary of the party, but if the PPP put a jackass even to lead the nation, they will get him to lead the nation. Because people are voting not for a person, they are voting for PPP.
Wow. I tell you.
See? And this is how it goes in Guyana. The same thing happened in the PNC section. People look at party politics and not the person who will be leading them.
Folks, we're completely out of time. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. You heard the discussion. You see what's happening here. You live right here in Guyana, or you are Guyanese. The climate in Guyana does not allow Guyana to progress. And it's the fact. The fact. We don't have the kind of political climate, the administrative climate. We don't have the kind of security. Imagine what Guyana would be like if we had a government that brought everybody to the table, where everybody's opinion made sense. You can imagine what will happen. We will burst and move to new heights. Barbados, Trinidad, those countries will have nothing on us. But your decision, how you vote, who you choose to lead you, will determine. Thanks for joining us. We're out of time. Visit us on the World Wide Web, www.urpguyana.com, or on our YouTube page, URP Guyana, or of course, right on the station here, they have a website too and a YouTube page, Guyana Trusted TV or Safe TV Guyana. Until next week, God bless you real good. Thanks for joining us. Stay safe. Peace out.